Martha Bell heard the fence snap before she saw the men. It was a hard, ugly sound, like a bone breaking. She stood in the dry yard with one hand on her walking stick and the other hand pressed to the brass key hanging on her chest. The evening wind pushed dust into her teeth. The air smelled like hot leather, horse sweat, and old hay. Then she saw them. 2 riders were cutting her fence near the west pasture. Martha's chest went tight. That fence was not just wire and wood. Her late husband, Thomas Bell, had built it with bleeding hands 20 years ago. He had said, "Martha, as long as this fence stands, this land knows our name." Now Silas Creed's men were cutting it like it meant nothing. Martha raised her old rifle, but her hands shook. "Step away from that fence," she shouted. "Before we continue, please, if you are new to this page, please like, comment where you are listening from, and share your thought about the story on the comment section." Let's continue. The taller rider turned. His coat was black. His hat was clean. Too clean for a working man. Behind him, Silas Creed sat on a gray horse, smiling like he already owned the sky. "Martha Bell," Silas called, "you are making this harder than it has to be." Martha walked forward. The dirt was warm through the thin soles of her boots. Her knees hurt, but she did not stop. "You came to my land with wire cutters," Martha said. "Do not speak to me about hard." Silas laughed softly. "Your land?" he said. "By tomorrow noon, this place will be mine." Martha's mouth went dry. Tomorrow noon. That was not just a threat. That was a clock. Silas pulled a folded paper from his coat and waved it. "I have a claim on this water line. The town clerk will see it tomorrow. You can take my money tonight, or you can leave with nothing tomorrow." Martha looked past him. One of his men was leading away 2 of her horses. Her horses, the only animals strong enough to pull her wagon into town. Martha lifted the rifle higher. "Bring them back." Silas's smile disappeared. "Careful, old woman." Martha's finger touched the trigger. Her hands were cold now, even in the heat. Silas leaned forward in his saddle. "You think that gun makes you brave? I knew your husband. Thomas Bell was brave. You are just what he left behind." Those words hit Martha harder than any fist. For 1 second, she saw Thomas in her mind. Tall, quiet, standing in the barn door with that same rifle. The same brass key had once been in his hand. On his deathbed, he had pressed it into Martha's palm and said, "When the day comes, you will know where to use it." Martha had never used it, because using it felt like admitting he was truly gone. She swallowed hard. "A fence can be cut," Martha said, her voice shaking, "but a promise cannot." Silas stared at her. Then he nodded to his men. They pulled the horses away faster. Martha could have fired. She wanted to. But the rifle felt heavy, and there were 3 men and only one of her. If she missed, Silas would burn the house before dark. So she stood there and watched them ride off with her horses. That was the first mistake her pride made that evening. She told herself she was being wise. But deep inside, Martha knew the truth. She had waited too long to ask for help. When the riders vanished beyond the red dust, Martha walked to the broken fence. The cut wire scratched her palm when she touched it. A drop of blood slid down her thumb. Then a voice came from behind her. "You still bleed like the rest of us, Martha." Martha turned fast and raised the rifle again. Jonah Reed stood by the barn. He was a retired black cowboy with a gray beard, a bad limp, and eyes that missed nothing. The town laughed at Jonah when Silas was nearby, but when Silas was gone, men lowered their voices around him. Martha lowered the rifle, but not her guard. "What are you doing here, Jonah?" Jonah held up both hands. "I saw Creed's men riding this way. Thought you might need help." "I do not need saving." Jonah looked at the cut fence. Then he looked at the empty horse pen. "No," he said, "but your land might." Martha hated that he was right. The wind moved between them. A loose barn door creaked again and again, slow as a tired heart. Jonah stepped closer and pointed at the brass key on her chest. "Thomas gave you that before he died, didn't he?" Martha's fingers closed around it. "How do you know that?" Jonah did not answer right away. His face changed. The hard lines around his mouth softened, but his eyes grew sad. "Because Thomas came to me 2 nights before he died," Jonah said. "He said if Silas ever came for this ranch, I was to bring you to the barn." Martha felt the ground shift under her. "Thomas never told me that." "He told you enough," Jonah said. "But you were grieving. Grief makes locked doors look like walls." Martha took one step back. The key suddenly felt heavier than metal. It felt alive. "What is under my barn, Jonah?" Jonah looked toward the road, as if Silas's men might already be coming back. "Not out here," he said. "Inside." Martha wanted to refuse. She wanted to say this was still her ranch, her grief, her husband, her fight. But then she looked at the empty horse pen. She looked at the broken fence. She looked at the red dust where Silas had stood smiling. If she stayed proud, she would lose everything by noon. Martha turned toward the barn. "Fine," she said. "But if this is some trick, Jonah Reed, I will shoot your boot clean off." For the first time, Jonah almost smiled. "Old bones still know where to stand," he said. They entered the barn together. Inside, the air was cooler. It smelled of dry straw, old wood, and mice. Sunlight slipped through the wall cracks in thin gold lines. Martha heard her own breathing. She heard Jonah's limp drag across the boards. Jonah stopped near the back stall. "Move the feed barrel," he said. Martha frowned. "That barrel has been there for years." "I know." That answer made her skin prickle. Together they pushed it aside. The wood floor under it was darker than the rest. Jonah knelt with a groan and brushed away dust. There was a small iron ring set into one board. Martha's breath caught. The brass key around her neck warmed against her skin, though the barn was cool. Jonah pointed. "Use it." Martha's hands shook as she took the key off the string. For years, that key had been a piece of Thomas she could hold. Now it was becoming something else. A warning. She slid it into the iron lock hidden in the floor. It turned with a sharp click. Under the board sat a black iron box. Martha stared at it. Jonah whispered, "Thomas said that box could bury Silas Creed deeper than any grave." Martha lifted the lid. Inside were old letters, folded land papers, a small map, and one sealed envelope with her name written in Thomas's hand. Her eyes burned. She picked up the envelope. Then hoofbeats thundered outside. Fast. Many horses. Jonah stood, reaching for the pistol at his side. Martha turned toward the barn door. A man shouted from the yard, "Martha Bell, send Jonah out, or we burn the barn with both of you inside." And in her shaking hands, Martha saw the first line of Thomas's letter. "Martha, if Silas comes, do not trust the sheriff." The smell of lamp oil reached Martha before the fire did. It was sharp and bitter. Outside the barn, one of Silas Creed's men laughed. Then glass broke against the wall. Orange flame crawled up the dry wood like a hungry snake. Martha held the iron box tight against her chest. Jonah Reed grabbed her arm. "Move, Martha." But Martha did not move. Her eyes were locked on Thomas's letter. "Do not trust the sheriff." Her mouth went dry. "The sheriff is coming at noon," Martha whispered. "Silas said the clerk would see his claim." Jonah's face turned hard. "There is no clean claim. There is only a dirty sheriff and a rich man with dirty hands." The fire snapped louder. Martha coughed. Smoke scratched her throat. Outside, Silas shouted, "Last chance, widow. Give me that box, and I let you walk out alive." Martha looked at the brass key in her palm. For years, that key had been her comfort. Now it felt like a test. Jonah pulled her again. "Thomas built a lower door under the hay stall. Did he ever tell you?" Martha shook her head. The pain of that almost broke her. Thomas had carried secrets alone. Jonah had carried secrets too. And Martha, proud Martha, had kept herself so alone that even help felt like an insult. She gripped the box harder. "Then show me," she said. Jonah kicked aside loose hay. Under it was a small wooden hatch with an iron handle. Heat rolled across Martha's back. The barn roof groaned above them. Jonah lifted the hatch. Cool, damp air rose from below. It smelled like wet earth. Martha climbed down first. Her knees screamed with pain. Jonah handed down the iron box, then dropped beside her. Above them, the barn filled with smoke and red light. They crawled through a narrow dirt tunnel. Martha's dress dragged in the mud. Her hands touched cold stones and old roots. Every breath tasted like dust and fear. At the end, Jonah pushed open another hatch behind the chicken shed. They came out into the red evening light. No one saw them. Silas and his men were still shouting at the burning barn. Martha stared at the flames. That barn held old tools, winter hay, Thomas's saddle, and the marks on the wall where her children had stood to see how tall they were getting. Her chest tightened so hard she could hardly speak. Then Jonah said, "Martha, grief can hold a house, But it cannot aim a rifle. We need to move. That line woke her up. They slipped behind the wash line. Wet sheets slapped Martha's face in the hot wind. They smelled of soap and smoke. Martha opened Thomas's letter with shaking fingers. Jonah watched the road. Thomas's words were short. Martha, Silas killed Caleb Ward and blamed Jonah Reed. He stole Ward's water rights, then took land from 3 families. The proof is in this box. The sheriff signed the false papers. If Silas comes, take this to Judge Harrow in Abilene. Trust Jonah. I should have told you sooner. Forgive me for leaving you with my war. Martha stopped breathing. Jonah turned away. So that was his shame. The town had called Jonah a thief and a killer for 12 years. Children had crossed the street when he passed. Storekeepers had watched his hands, and he had said nothing. Martha looked at him. Why didn't you tell me? Jonah's jaw worked. Because no one believed a black cowboy over Silas Creed, Jonah said, and because Thomas told me to wait until you had the key. Martha felt small then. Not weak, small. She had thought she was the only one carrying pain on this land. She was wrong. I judged you too, Martha said. Jonah looked at her. Martha's voice cracked. Not with words, but with silence. Silence can shut a door same as a lock. Jonah nodded slowly. That is the first true thing said on this ranch tonight. A gunshot cracked. The chicken shed splintered beside them. Martha dropped to the dirt. Jonah pulled his pistol. Silas had seen them. He rode closer with 2 men behind him. His face was blackened with smoke, but his eyes were cold. Give me the box, Silas said. No paper is worth dying for. Martha stood up. Her hands shook, but her voice did not. No, she said. But the truth is, Silas smiled. Truth? Martha, the sheriff wears my money in his pocket. The town drinks from my wells. You think one old woman and one ruined cowboy can stop me? Jonah stepped beside Martha. A lie is heavy, Jonah said. Sooner or later, even a rich man gets tired carrying it. Silas raised his pistol. Martha did not think. She lifted Thomas's old rifle and fired. The shot hit Silas's gun hand. His pistol flew into the dirt. Silas screamed. His men froze. Then Martha shouted with everything left in her. Ride back and tell the town the box lives. One man turned his horse and ran. The other dropped his weapon. Silas fell to his knees, holding his bleeding hand. You fool. You still lose tomorrow. No, Jonah said, picking up the fallen pistol. Tomorrow, Judge Harrow gets the box. By sunrise, Martha's barn was black ash. By noon, Silas Creed was in chains. The sheriff tried to run, but the deputy found forged papers in his desk. The letters in Thomas's box named every family Silas had cheated. One map showed the hidden spring under Martha's land. Another paper showed Jonah Reed had been framed. The town did not clap for Jonah. Not at first. People were too ashamed. But an old shopkeeper took off his hat. Then another man did the same. Soon the street was silent with uncovered heads. Jonah did not smile. Some wounds do not close just because people finally see them. Martha stood beside him, holding the brass key. It no longer felt like a piece of the past. It felt like a duty. Later, when they returned to the ranch, Martha walked to the black bones of the barn. Her hands were dirty. Her face was tired. The wind smelled of ash and rain. Jonah stood near the broken fence. I can help you rebuild, he said, if you will let me. Martha looked at him. Her pride rose up, old and stubborn. Then she looked at the key in her palm. Thomas had not left her a secret so she could stand alone forever. He had left her a door. Martha walked to Jonah and placed the brass key in his hand. Help me fix the fence first, she said. A house can wait. A boundary cannot. Jonah closed his fingers around the key, then gave it back. No, he said. You keep it. But this time, you do not have to use it alone. Martha nodded. The ranch was still small. The barn was gone. The horses were not yet home. And Thomas was still dead. But the land was hers. Jonah's name was clean. And as the first rain in months tapped softly on the burned boards, Martha Bell picked up a fence post with both hands. This time, when the weight became too much, she did not hide it. She looked at Jonah and said, "Take the other end," and he did.